Good evening, everyone. This is EmoNews. Tonight, Signal Band launches official Signal Shop at Prevost Cinemal. Rebuild Dominica donates US 5,000 worth of books to the Dominica State College Library. Honorable Rayburn Blackmore hosts Dominica Met Building at Jimit. Hundreds of trekkers stranded in Tibet. Tensions are rising in the Caribbean after a series of US military strikes. And Bath Estate FC took on Marigot FC at the DFA Technical Center. Details and more up next.
World Prayer Music Festival, are you ready?
So many guys love you guys, I love you guys, give you show. Sing for me. She want that she said that she get like she like that she want it. Let's go!
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for staying tuned to EmoNews this evening. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis, and this is a news broadcast for the 7th of October 2025. Up first in local news, the Ministry of National Security, led by Honorable Rayburn Blackmore, conducted a walkthrough of the Dominica Meteorological Office in Jimit. Minister Blackmore addressed the media, reaffirming his ministry's commitment to national development and encouraging the public to have confidence in the information provided by the meteorological officers. He highlighted that unlike some other Caribbean islands, Dominica can proudly boast of having its own meteorological office. The minister also noted that the country has made significant progress since Hurricane Maria in establishing and strengthening this vital facility.
8 years thereafter, we have reached where none of us in this room thought would have been possible. And I believe it's important for us to do some introspection and reflection that notwithstanding that we have much more to do in this country to get us to the promised land. But coming from the passage of the worst hurricane in the history of Dominica, we have done very well as a nation. And that could not have been done without, first of all, the resolve of all of you inside here. But fundamentally, the leadership is not so. And the reason why I decided to do that this morning, today, is to give an appreciation how well we have done certain prerequisites that we must have in place. And 8 years ago, we had no Met head office. In most of the other countries, you don't have a headquarters of that magnitude. They operate from local offices, operate from airports, etc., etc. We have gotten to a stage in this country where we no longer have to rely on outside interests to issue watches, warning. And I think that in itself signals a significant advancement that we have made in this country insofar as our Met services are actually concerned.
The Prime Minister of Dominica, the Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit, met with the Chief Executive of Hong Kong, Mr. John Lee, to discuss ways to strengthen cooperation between Dominica and Hong Kong. The talk centered on enhancing bilateral trade, fostering business exchanges, and exploring new avenues for collaboration. Also in attendance was the Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development, Mr. Algernon Yao. The Dominica State College, DSC, proudly acknowledges a generous donation to its library made through the efforts of Rebuild Dominica, Inc. This generous donor is a non-profit organization which focuses on disaster relief, sustainable development, and empowering Dominican communities, first established after the ravages of Tropical Storm Erika by Dominicans living overseas. The organization also works with various partners to implement renewable energy systems, promote sustainable agriculture, provide educational scholarships, and support communities with funds and resources. On Thursday, October 2, 2025, an official handing over ceremony was held to formally recognize the book donation. The contribution, valued at US $5,000, consists of a wide range of books that will significantly enhance the college's library collection and academic resources. The donation includes an impressive mix of fiction and non-fiction titles, novels, and historical works focusing on Dominican and West Indian heritage, as well as publications by local authors Gabriel Christian and Justice Dr. Irvin Andre through Point Casse Press. These resources are expected to strengthen students' access to diverse literature, encourage research and reading, and support the college's ongoing commitment to cultural and intellectual growth. Present at the handing over ceremony were members of staff, students, and special guests, including Ms. Trudy Christian, officer in charge at the Office of the President, and Ms. Jacqueline Royer, Library Director of the Dominica State College, and virtually Mistress Joanna Christian of Rebuild Dominica. In expressing her appreciation, Ms. Royer extended heartfelt thanks to Rebuild Dominica for their thoughtful and impactful contribution, noting that such partnerships play a vital role in fostering academic excellence and community development and encouraging further collaboration to improve the library's technological resources. The Dominica State College conveys its deepest gratitude to Rebuild Dominica for this beyond kind gesture, which reaffirms the organization's enduring support for education and nation building in Dominica. The residents of Petit Savan commemorated Fête Chapel, the Feast of St. Michael, on Sunday, October 5, 2025, at the chapel grounds in T. Savan. The event highlighted the community's enduring resilience 10 years after their displacement caused by Tropical Storm Erika. The celebration began with a church service followed by small festivities that brought residents together in faith and unity. And Signal Band officially opened its Signal shop at the Prevo Cinemal, offering a range of merchandise including shirts, bucket hats, keyrings, mugs, hoodies, and more. The launch event was attended by band members, sponsors, and supporters. Band manager Jelani Robinson highlighted the group's achievements over the past 15 years.
This prestigious entity was formed, and 15 years later, I'm proud to say every single day navigating through it was worth it. Many of you know Signal Band for the past 5 years, but the truth, there's some key players to this success story. As I'm on it, let's take a time off to say thank you to the past members of Signal Band. Over the past 10 years, with the evolution of bouillon music, and some may say with the iffy lyrical content, how does Signal Band stay on course? But the truth is, though silently, Signal Band have played a major role in the new era of this brilliant music. I take this special moment now to big up Donnell Green and Shannon Alfred, because a lot of you don't know, but some of the yesteryear hits, they had an instrumental part to play in it. Just Signal Band can be considered young, but our contribution to this music should never be undervalued and understated. Outside the realm of the music, we continue to value our social responsibilities, not because of clout or fame, but a real heartwarming to keep us humble. We know what it is to struggle. Years on, I say thank you, because the journey was a slow one, but that doesn't mean it was a failed journey. Today I can stand before you, boasting of many success stories of Signal Band, but I'd rather tell you, we've been the business. In closing, as we get closer to unveiling what we're here for, take some time and come with me on the journey. Beyond the stage, Shelly and Signal Band have made community development and youth empowerment a key part of our mission. Shelly owes the foundation of his music career to Junior Mona, and since he has been mentoring young artists. While the band has provided musical accompaniment for the show, which is now the breeding ground for future calypso and bouillon artists. The group has supported carnival youth pageants such as Princess Show, Teenage Pageant from multiple angles. Through the clubs, pro bono, highly discounted performances, direct sponsorship of contestants. The band commits to sponsoring awards at school's graduation yearly. Signal Band supports Shelly and Trilogy to put pen to paper yearly.
While Sheldon Shelly Alfred expressed gratitude to fans and the wider Signal family, distinguishing between Signal the band and Signal the brand.
Signal the brand and Signal the family. Signal the band is the members. 5 of us on stage, 2 members of management. The Signal family includes our colleagues, our supporting administrative staff, engineers, producers, advisors, corporate partners, our biological families, friends, and of course, the fans. And Signal the brand. That's the heartbeat that ties it all together. It represents the vision, the identity, and the commitment to excellence, both on and off stage. No matter which category you fit in, the band, the brand, or the family, all of you have been part of this incredible journey. As many of you know, we are making this move as part of our 15-year celebration, a celebration that we have given much thought to, a celebration that made us reflect from the most obvious 3 angles: the past, the present, and the future. We have looked back at the blessings, the trials, the opportunities, the things that were, the things that could have been, but we ought not to dwell. While we appreciate the past, this celebration and this opening of the Signal shop belongs to the now and to the future. And today, as we open the shop, we hope that we can build even a stronger connection between Signal the band, Signal the brand, and Signal the family. So what actually happens at the Signal shop? This is the home for all things Signal, your official one-stop shop for our merchandise such as t-shirts, hoodies, caps, bucket hats, key rings, bags, cups, and more. This will also be the official registration hub for Lumination, Juve, Luminite, Monday, and in-person installment payments for Fantasy Tribe masqueraders. The shop will also be a hub for ticket sales for events that Signal Band is fortunate to be part of. We will open on Tuesdays to Fridays from 9:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on Saturdays from 9:30 to 2 p.m. I hope that makes it clear that the shop will be closed on Sundays and Mondays.
Sponsors in attendance also shared brief remarks. KFC Dominica, represented by Jade Lindsay, commended Signal Band for evolving into not just influencers, but also role models for young people, adding that KFC is thrilled to be part of the occasion.
Shelly and the Signal Band have become more than just a household name. They have become more than just influencers. They have become inspirations to young persons in Dominica, to young creatives, both musicians and artists. And now they are stepping into a new journey as they continue to enhance their brand experience. KFC Dominica is thrilled to be here this evening supporting our brand ambassadors on this new venture. Signal Band has been one of KFC's key influencer partners since 2019, contributing in more ways than one to the success of various campaigns from Food for the Road to Festive Feast. Their commitment to executing quality performances and experiences for their fan base has created a dynamic and creative relationship between us. When Signal Band has a vision, they work tirelessly to bring it to life, and it blooms into excellence. This venture is no different. Over the last 8 years with us, their creativity, energy, and consistent collaborations have helped connect their brand with our diverse audience. And as always, Team KFC is not only here to provide the crunch, but to continue our support of positive and creative ventures that stretch boundaries and realize concepts that make lasting impacts in the communities in which we operate. We look forward to greater spaces of collaboration with Shelly and the Signal Band as you continue to blaze a new path to what brands and artists can really do in Dominica. Thank you.
Vanessa Prevost, speaking on behalf of Prevost Cinemal, also shared brief remarks.
About a year ago, on 21st October 2024, at a press conference right here in the Prevost Cinemal, Shelley and Signal Band and the Prevost Cinnamon announced the appointment of Shelley and Signal Band as brand ambassadors for the Prevost Cinnamon. In his response on that occasion, Shelley said, "Trust me, you will meet the Signal Band team at the Prevost Cinnamon regularly. The Prevost Cinnamon is a very central commercial business location in town for both shoppers and for anyone looking to promote an event. I congratulate you on making your vision of the Signal shop a reality. I saw your post on Instagram, your entire team working to outfit the Signal shop. That was a great team effort."
The ceremony concluded with a blessing of the building as a priest prayed for the continued success of the new Signal shop. And now for regional news. The Cannabis SVG 2025 conference wrapped up in St. Vincent and the Grenadines with a hands-on tour showing how the country has built a functioning medicinal cannabis industry, from greenhouses and labs to retail stores. Regional cannabis regulators from Jamaica, Barbados, St. Lucia, and Antigua and Barbuda used the experience to reflect on their own paths forward. St. Lucia is focused on learning from both successes and missteps to build a thoughtful, inclusive industry. Barbados emphasized product innovation and wellness, highlighting the importance of high standards and cultural fit. Antigua and Barbuda called for stronger regional trade and smarter, more flexible regulation. And Jamaica praised St. Vincent's partnerships with doctors and alternative banking, areas it plans to explore further. Across the board, the message was clear. The Caribbean cannabis future depends on collaboration, innovation, and shared growth. Tensions are rising in the Caribbean after a series of U.S. military strikes on boats allegedly carrying drugs near Venezuelan waters. The latest attack on Friday left 4 people dead, bringing the total number of casualties to 21 since the first strike on September 3rd. The operations are part of the Trump administration's expanded crackdown on drug cartels, which it has labeled unlawful combatants. In a statement to Congress, the administration said the U.S. now considers itself engaged in a non-international armed conflict with these groups. The strikes have sparked legal concerns and fears of a possible military escalation in an already tense region. And moving on to Haiti, health officials supported by PAO are tracking rabies through mass dog vaccinations and public education, following the tragic death of a 9-year-old boy bitten by a stray dog. Between 2022 and 2024, over 8,000 suspected rabies cases in dogs were investigated, with 46 confirmed and 8 human deaths reported. In response, a campaign launched in August aims to vaccinate 140,000 dogs across 4 regions, using mobile app to track progress. PAO's Dr. Oscar Bernache says rabies is 100% preventable and that vaccinating dogs protects communities. Despite ongoing challenges, the effort is being seen as a success and a model for future health responses. And on the international scene, in Ukraine, at least 5 people are dead after Russia launched a massive overnight assault using hundreds of drones and missiles. Ukrainian officials say the strikes targeted civilian infrastructure across multiple regions. President Volodymyr Zelensky reported that around 50 missiles and 500 attack drones were fired. The attacks mark one of the most intense waves of strikes in recent weeks. And in Tibet, hundreds of trekkers stranded by a sudden blizzard near the eastern face of Mount Everest have been rescued. According to Chinese state media, the extreme weather, unusual for October, brought heavy snow and rain to a remote Himalayan region. About 350 trekkers have reached safety in the town of Kodam, while contact has been made with over 200 more still on the route. Rescuers, alongside local villagers, worked around the clock to clear blocked paths and guide people down from the mountains. Many had been visiting the remote Kama Valley during China's National Day holiday when the storm hit. Survivors described freezing conditions, near zero visibility, and the threat of hypothermia. Footage released by local media showed exhausted trekkers being greeted with hot drinks and shelter after enduring a night of harsh snowfall and lightning. Rescue efforts are ongoing to bring the remaining groups to safety. And that's all for the international news. Stay tuned for the sports segment after this short message.
Something big is coming to Dominica. A game for the people, by the people. Are you ready to match 5?
Welcome to the sports segment. Dominica's rising cricket stars took on the field on Saturday as the Dominica Cricket Academy hosted its first under-16 trials at Benjamin's Park. It was a vibrant day of talent and enthusiasm, with young players giving it their all to impress coaches and selectors. The event drew strong support from parents and the cricket community, contributing to its success. Officials say this marks an exciting step in developing the island's next generation of cricket talent, with more updates expected soon as the academy continues its youth development efforts. And it was a commanding performance from Bath Estate FC at the DFA Technical Center as they cruised into the quarterfinals with a 7-1 win over Marigot United. The Southern Zone leaders showed their dominance from start to finish. Before the match, both teams came together in a touching show of solidarity, paying tribute to Chance Marshall, who was recently injured in an accident. Well wishes continue to pour in for his recovery. It was a memorable evening of football, both on and off the pitch. The technical staff of Dominica's senior men's national football team has announced a 36-man local squad to begin training ahead of the international fixtures scheduled for November and March. Players have been selected from clubs across the island, including players selected from Dubla FC. We have Jerome Burkard, Jaime Coffey, Brielle Thomas, Marcus Bredas, Giovanni Xavier, Corbin Paul, Travis Joseph, Savio Anselm, Odell Laville. From We United FC, Dale Dangaben, Jarek Parker, Philson Lockhart, Alson Jasper, Leon Edwards, Tori Christmas. From Roosevelt's Carried Bombers FC, Jalen Johnville, Orion Hyacinth, Rion Coffey, Davon George, Antoine Larocque. From Mao FC, Dante Challenger, Clemson Isaac, Nick Anthony, Jan Timothy, Jan Boston. Also from Bath Estate FC, Eustace Marshall. From Point Michel FC, Kyle Del Sol, Ethan Doctrove. Harlem United FC, Dante Newton, Brandel Richards. From East Central FC, Nathan Newton. From Southeast FC, Darren James, Kimani Rodney, Javid George. St. Joseph FC, Philip Matthew, and Rashid Wallace. Training began Monday, October 6, 2025 at the Stockholm Technical Center from 6:30 p.m. More updates upcoming. And that's all for the sports segment. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service after this short break.
People come well just for the cultural gala, yes. Time to show our cultural heritage as we face one another era of culture, yes. We could demonstrate our bouillon taste. Dress up in your work yet, dress up in your tet cassette, telling Kotokoitori. People say, oh gosh, who are we? When we say Timbasek, that means we give full respect to our cultural heritage, regardless of color, creed, or age. Ha! Boy. Hey, night. Epa! Look at Batabula to Boma. Look at Wule Tabula to Boma. Bakite music la champelu. Look up at Kabula to one man.
And this brings us to the end of tonight's news broadcast for the 7th of October 2025. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis. On behalf of the entire newscast, we say thank you for viewing. This has been Emo Nightly News, every moment online. Good night.